Hey guys, welcome back. It's been forever since my last video. Just try and ignore my face. I was doing some makeup practice and I thought, yeah, well, let's see how this goes. But it's probably not going to be a regular thing. Definitely not going to be a regular thing. Well, yeah, how you all doing? I hope you're doing well. It's been a very long time since my last video and I've had so many inquiries, so many people reaching out to me on Instagram since my last video regarding the UKFP, but then just also about other things as well. So I'm actually very happy that the video has fulfilled in a way the purpose that it was made for. So like I said, so much has happened since my last video. F and so far, like it's been a lot, and mostly because I have actually been getting a lot of questions and just so much has been going on, and obviously F1 was such an experience. I thought that I would come on and share. While my interest is still obviously with the F1 IMGs, the IMGs in general, and especially the IMGs in the foundation program, because obviously I've had to go through that journey. I thought that I would start making videos to just sort of direct or help or try and provide some kind of, go-to resource for people that are new to the NHS as a whole. If you're on the IMG Facebook page, you'd see that so many people come and say things like, well, the first time experience in the NHS has been, very lonely, such a disaster for some people. There's a lot of experiences, so I just sort of thought that starting as an F1 in the UK as an IMG is probably a relatable experience in some ways to anyone who's starting the NHS for the first time, because probably coming from a place where there's a very different system, probably have limited family, or maybe you're moving to a different part of the state if you already lived or have family in the UK. So I think there's some similarities. So I thought that I'll start making some sort of general videos to sort of guide you through what to expect when you start. So things like notes taken, things like fluid restriction, what to do on call, stuff like that. So hang around for those as we proceed. Today, I have a little time. I have training this morning, but I had a little time, so I just sort of thought that I would jump on and do a little video. It's probably about a week late because Black Friday was a week ago. If you don't know what Black Friday is, this is the first official day of start for the F1. So whether you're home grad or you are an international medical graduate, informally tagged the Black Friday, just because many times the hospital is in chaos. Because many people are so new, people are doing are having inductions, and the hospital is in the hands of so many new baby doctors, if you will. Obviously you're not particularly a baby doctor, you've been trained, you've had what you need, but it can be scary, which is why my video today is bordered the line tips for starting as an F1. We could also start tips for starting in the NHS, because I really think the experience is a bit relatable. If you just catch me looking away from the screen, that's because I'm looking at my laptop. I'm making this recording from my phone today, so there are a couple of things that I thought that were very necessary to sort of remember, and one of the first things is that you're a doctor, yes, but you have a job, similarly to the gardener that comes in to mow your lawn, or the person that you see in the corner shop, or the lawyer, or the prime minister. It's a job. So I don't know why, but I think in the UK a lot of people have this whole, I think it's something systemic in a way, that there's this whole sort of implied responsibility that because you're a doctor you shouldn't sort of have the desire to make money, or you shouldn't think about yourself, or you should do everything in life to sacrifice yourself for your patients and for your job. Please remember that this is your, and I feel like this is going to be very controversial points, but it's a job, right? You have your own family, you have your own life, you have your own needs, your hobbies, your desires. So as long as you remember that this is a job, I think that is the genesis of good things. And I say that again because as a banker, for example, if you're working in one of the big four, you're working in Deloitte, you work as a job. No one expects you to die for the company. You're still expected to give your all. Again, translate that. If you work as a guy, if I pay someone to come and mow my lawn, for example, I expect my lawn to be mowed properly, right? I expect you to take pride in your job the same way I'd want to take pride in my job as a doctor. And it's not derogatory, probably even get paid more than I do, because I probably pay my gardener £60 for an hour or something like that. I don't get paid £60 an hour. So there's dignity in labor, but it's labor all the same. So as a doctor, you have a job, right? So don't fall for the whole guilt tripping on the media and the whole frenzy of, oh no, doctors are doing this, doctors are doing. If the system isn't in the most ideal place yet to support you working, do what you can. Obviously, patient safety first, all the time, always do what you can, be a good team member. I'm already getting ahead of myself, but yeah, first things first, first tip for everybody coming to NHS, everybody who's in the NHS, this is a job, right? That's the first thing. Like I said, I'm just going to be going through laptop and back because I already have these pinned down. Now, one of the exciting things that happened is I made this F1 IMG group. So it's basic, I called it the F1 IMG town hall. So it's basically like a place for incoming F1s to navigate this whole potentially scary experience of starting for the first time in the NHS. So if you are an F1 IMG listening to this, please, you know how to reach me already. So send me a message, Instagram, Facebook, leave a comment here actually, and I would give you the link to the F1 IMG group. So please come along. If you aren't even an IMG and then you just start an F1, come along as well. First one, this is a job. So try to have a life after work. You have your family, you have your friends, you have hobbies. Please make sure to take care of yourself. Again, find your hobbies and indulge when you do. If you like to box, if you like to swim, if you like to take walks, to feed your cats or fish, do that. Speak to your family and friends as much as you can manage to. You need a support system and a sense of life after work. Again, a job. Please remember to keep work and your personal life apart as much as you can. And this is actually particularly serious. Just recently, there's been a very sad case of a GP who committed suicide. I saw the comments made by her husband and it's just really, really sad. So please try to make sure that you have a life, work, it's a job. Your health comes first. Now, the irony of working as a doctor is beyond me. I'm preaching to the choir because I remember when I started, and I think it's also just off back. I'm an Igbo girl, right? An Igbo girl in Britain, originally eastern part of present-day Nigeria. I like to see Biafra. I'm an Igbo girl. Igbos are generally very hardworking people, right? It's actually I didn't think I ever saw my dad take a sick day while at work. One of the ways I'd actually knew that my dad had recovered if he ever fell sick was that he would get up and start cleaning the house. And this is something that he would routinely not do, but I just like, yeah, that is fine. Yeah. So it's like, I never grew up in this culture where we had sick days or like you're sick and like people did it, right? But like, it didn't also help that my mom was a medic or a healthcare professional. So it's like, you're sick, yeah, it's fine, what do you need? And they'll be like, you're fine, and you go back to work. So like the whole context of 6 days and going off sick was alien to me. So when I started as an F1, I really struggled because I think of the first week, I sprained my ankle and I was in a frenzy. Like I cried, I called my TPT. I was like, oh my God, I'm sick, or I've broken my leg, or I thought I'd broken my leg. It's like, I can't really walk. And it was really bad. But like, I felt like, how would I fall sick on the first week? And then I'm missing work and all of that jazz. But like, it was really okay, right? So your health comes first. Imagine trying to take care of a patient, and we give our patients this whole, this rant of make sure you eat and drink, but you've not had your lunch today, Jennifer. You've not gone for your break, David, right? So like, try and make sure that your health comes first. And by health, I mean the broader sense of go to see your GP. If you feel like you have a problem, you should go and see a dentist. Again, preaching to the choir. Yeah, put your health first. If you feel tired, if you're mentally stressed, take a day off. I should probably chip it in here that you're entitled to, I think, about 20 sick days. Now, don't waste it. When I say don't waste it, don't like, if you feel like you need a mental day off, right? I think that's a good reason to stay off, but don't abuse it. I think that's a better word. Don't use it when you're not sick, right? Because the NHS, if you're already working it, you know that we're greatly understaffed. So it would be very good to have many people on the ward if we can manage. But that being said, if you don't feel well, please take care of yourself. Next is, if you're struggling, seek help early. Same. So the same, WhatsApp group. You are a practicing doctor now. Feel free to use the title or not if you prefer to go by another name. Now, one thing in the UK general is people are generally very free, but for whatever reason, I feel like in the medical profession, some people still sort of have the need to use their titles. So yeah, you're a doctor, use your title if you want to. If you want to be known by your first name, by a pet name, do that. My first name is Chiamaka. Chi Amaka, and my family friends call me Amaka, all the variations of Amaka, but at work I go by Sophie. So yeah, use whatever name that it is that you want, or your title if you want to. So now let's go back to work. Now, starting off as an F1, or let me start with as an F1. Starting off as an F1, no one actually expects you to know much about the job, right? So you need to ask a lot of questions. Everybody understands that you're going to med school and you've learned what you need to learn, but like, as you would very soon realize, the theoretical part and the actual practical part it can be quite different. So ask a lot of questions. No one really expects you to know everything on the first day, but what they expect you to know and do is, and when everyone expects you to be on time. No one wants to come and be ready for ward rounds and you're not there. So be on time. Everyone wants you to know how to write decent notes. I think one of my next videos is going to be on note taking, and I think this will not just benefit the F1s but anyone who's new to the NHS. So be on time, know how to write decent notes, know how to use the needed software after a while. If you're using, computer-based systems, if you're using just paper notes, know how to write good notes. Everyone expects you to be able to introduce yourself and get along with the team. So introduce yourself, try and address people by the right names and roles. One very annoying common thing that happens, even among medics, is ladies tend to be called nurses, which is annoying. I look like a kid. I know that. So many times I get that from patients. Like when somebody I'm working with on the same team calls me a nurse, it kind of strikes a nerve, because it's like, I don't mind per se if a patient actually calls and is like, oh well, a nurse, and I'm just like, no, I just smile and be like, no, I'm actually a doctor. But like, if I'm working with you and then you are calling me a nurse. But yeah, so everyone expects you to be able to know and use the right names and titles, and feel free to ask people again if you've forgotten. Now, I think I'm going to try and start rounding up soon, but I do have quite a number of things here. I don't want to make the video too long. So don't skip breaks. Don't skip breaks. Don't go home late if you can help it. Now, we have a duty towards our patients, obviously take care of them. So if there's an emergency, a patient is using 9, for example, you should stay and attend to that patient. But if you can help it and you have just routine jobs, hand over and go home. Don't make it a habit though, because then you're creating more work for people on call. But take your breaks and don't stay late. If you have to stay late occasionally, like on a frequent note, then you should be exception reporting, especially if you're in England. When asked to do order an investigation or do a referral, especially if it's an F1 or someone new to the NHS, if you're not sure why, ask, right? Because so many times your referral could get rejected because you've not fleshed it out. So ask for the details when you're asked to do a referral. If you find yourself struggling with procedures, ask for help and offer to practice with this under supervision. Don't just run away. There's that temptation to run away, especially if you're somebody that has already worked in a country. For example, I trained in Europe, and we don't do clinical procedures like cannulas and things. It was very alien. I think even in the States, in the Middle East. So if you come to the UK, for example, for the first time and you're registered, even you're asked to do a cannula, don't just run away. Try and find somebody to show you how to do it and just shadow it. As an F1, you need to learn how to do it. So try and create time to be able to learn these procedures and do them. Get to know where your trust formulary, your trust guidelines, things like that are. They're very, very helpful, especially not just during the day, but when you're out of hours as well. Always think of patient safety first. Cannot be overemphasized, cannot be overstated. Patient safety first. Now, especially this is very relevant to the F1s. Start working on your portfolio early. Your portfolio, you obviously know what that is if you're starting as an F1, but start working on your portfolio, your mini kexes, your DOPs, your CBDs, all of that jazz. Start working on them early. You don't want to be the person near ARCP running around to try and get someone to sign your portfolio for you. So start early. Learn how to bleep and contact. I feel like many of these points should be like single videos on your own. So if you feel that way as well, just leave a note, a comment in the section and let me know what you want me to expatiate on, what you want me to make, a separate video on. I'll be very glad to do that. Learn how to escalate when you need to call a senior, when you need to phone the med reg, the surgical reg, when you need to put out a met call. Met call stands for medical emergency team call, cardiac arrest, things like that. So learn how to escalate and when you need to. As an F1, you'd have mandatory teaching as a trainee generally. So if you're not attending these teachings for whatever reason, you should be letting your educational supervisor and your education team know, and also exception reporting, because these are supposed to be protected. Where you can, have your break away from the ward. Now, this is very important because sometimes when people see you on the ward, they just give you jobs. You get away from that environment and have a very good break when you can, well, you should be getting your breaks, but like away from the ward where you can. Now these are like extras, but very, very important. Try and get very comfortable shoes, extremely comfortable shoes. I wear Yeezys on the ward and they might be bloody expensive, but I would rather be in expensive shoes standing all day and be able to actually walk when I get home than being in shoes that are not good enough and then I'm just miserable. On calls, even with my Yeezys, I come back home and my muscles are like nearly dead. So get very, very comfortable shoes. I've heard that the Skechers are good, some Nike Boosts are good. Like you don't have to get they're decently priced on, so get very comfortable shoes. Once again, take your breaks, your coffee breaks, your lunch breaks, everything, take your breaks. Now, very important thing that I think quite a number of people miss is you should be taking your annual leave, booking your annual leave as much as you can, as early as you can. I feel like I should make another video on annual leave and just sort of give some strategies I use to maximize my annual leaves. But yeah, if you're interested in that, leave a comment. But book your annual leaves from the start. Make your swaps early enough so you're not struggling to at the end. Yeah, this is just an extra tip, right? As an F1, we're paid very little money comparatively, but you can absolutely save on that. There's locums, there's other things that you could do. Again, leave your comments down below if you would want me to expatiate on any of these things specifically. I'm hoping to be doing more videos, hopefully weekly from now on. So very, very happy to be back, very, very happy to see you guys again. Have a lovely, lovely day. But honestly, let me know. Again, you know where to contact me. Hoping that I would have put my details on the screen during the editing phase. I have my personal platform where I help people in. Oh, can I just throw that in here? The PSA is coming very soon, so please get ready for that. If you need some extra help, I offer sessions. Unfortunately, they're not free sessions, they're paid sessions, but I offer sessions to be able to help you with that. I've also created this course that I could easily share with you if you leave me a comment or reach out to me. Take good care of yourselves. I hope you have the best time in the NHS. There's so much going on, but we could all still make it work, right? So cling to the positives, do your best, try and be nice and friendly too. But yeah, all the best, and I shall see you next time. Have a lovely day, guys. Bye.